Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with an on-the-fly review for you. And today I'm talking about, Vengeance, released last month, written by, directed by, and starring B.J. Novak. The film also stars Boyd Holbrook, Issa Rae, Dove Cameron, and Ashton Kutcher. The whole setup here is Novak plays a New York journalist who is guilt-tripped into attending the tending to going to guilted into going to Texas to attend the funeral of a girl he used to hook up with. Um, the girl's brother, the guy who guilt tripped him, uh, assumed it was a serious relationship because of the number on her phone, and she had a couple of photos of him in her room. Uh, Now it was supposed to be just a there and back on the same day kind of situation. Turns into a real issue when the brother confides in him, excuse me, that he believes his sister was murdered, and he wants the journalist to help him expose, capture, and kill the son of the bitch responsible. Now, the journalist sees a great opportunity for a story to expose the paranoid need of vengeance in this American culture. Uh, he has he has certainly a misunderstanding of Southern life, but at the same time, it's not in a disrespectful way in any way. I mean, he has a misunderstanding, but he has a respect for them too, almost an admiration that builds throughout the course of the film even more. I thought the film, and of course, as the story unfolds, turns out the brother's onto something, and there's a very, very bad man that needs to be stopped. Now, I really like this movie. Now, first off, just gotta throw out the negatives here. What I did not like about the film is I thought it relied a little too heavily on cliches. There are a lot of jokes and from this movie that were, I mean, they were in My Cousin Vinny 30 years ago. You know what I mean? And there's more than one comparison you can make from this movie to My Cousin Vinny. I thought BJ Novak uh, should not have cast himself as the lead. I think he did a good job directing. I think he did a really good job on the script. But as a leading man, he's just not he's not that compelling of an actor. Or visually interesting. You know what I mean? To really carry a whole film. I think the whole movie kept thinking Miles Teller would have been good in this part. But that's not to say BJ was bad, anyways, because he's okay in this movie. I just think he shouldn't have cast himself. He's kind of not wrong for the role either, but he's not a leading man. Um, Dove Cameron delivers one of the most legitimately worst accents I've ever heard in a movie. I was going to say worst Southern accent in movie history, hands down. But this is one of the worst accents I've ever heard. I mean, you gotta go back to like Jeff Chandler and Broken Arrow. You know what I mean? Tom Cruise with his Lucky Charms shit and Far and Away. This is bad accent right here. Um, but really, I thought the film did a terrific job with its. I mean, I talked about how it leaned on cliches, sure, but where the film also strives is its character development and its world building and its almost poignant, poetic take on America and more importantly, American people. I thought it did a good job with this. I found the film, parts of it downright profound, but also moments of it eye rolling. For example, I don't want to give anything away, but the third act, the villain gives an absolutely absurd, on the nose monologue about what the movie is ultimately about, and that was not necessary. They could have trimmed that a little bit, and it would have worked overall. The highest praise here for this film has to go to Boyd Holbrook. Terrific fucking performance as the brother who we think is just this crazy, rural, ignorant redneck, but it turns out he is the only guy who knows what's up kind of situation. Absolutely wonderful performance. I know he's a guy a lot of people shit on. I kind of made fun of his out of place facial hair in The Cursed, which I really liked The Cursed, but I thought he had the wrong kind of facial hair. He had 20th century, 21st century facial hair, and he should have gone for something more Victorian. It would have made him more interesting. Uh, but I digress. Uh, I really recommend this movie. I think Vengeance is a film with its flaws, but overall, when it comes to sink or swim, this film did a damn good job staying afloat. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Very good movie. Had a lot of fun watching it. Highly recommended. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.